Here is a delicious chicken recipe, honey, lemon, and butter chicken. First, you'll start with some ingredients. 2 pounds of chicken legs. I used white oak pastures for the best chicken I've ever had. 1 tablespoon of honey, half a lemon. You'll need some salt, and then you'll need 2 tablespoons of butter for when you go to cook it. Place the chicken into a bowl and add a generous amount of salt. Then squeeze half a lemon over the chicken legs and add 1 tablespoon of honey in addition with the rest of your ingredients. Then you'll mix with your hands, covering all that deliciousness over your chicken legs. Close the container and let it marinate in the fridge overnight. And I would take the container out about an hour before cooking. Then what you do when you go to cook, add 2 tablespoons of butter to a skillet on medium heat. Place the chicken legs in the skillet and cover it. Cook for 6 minutes each side, and then you'll turn the stove to medium-high heat and cook until golden brown on each side, about 1 to 2 minutes. Voila! Corn and soy-free chicken marinated in raw Greek yogurt that I made myself. And the reason why I marinated it in yogurt is because it tenderizes the chicken and it makes it more juicy. So if you want something other than beef on the menu and you're cycling it in maybe once a month, this is a great option and it's super tasty. So I'm going to show you how I did it. For this recipe, I used corn and soy-free chicken from white oak pastures. I also made my own Greek yogurt. That recipe is to come. Then a lemon as well as some salt. Make sure to wash your chicken, cut it into cubes, toss into a bowl and generously salt your meat. Add the juice of 1 lemon, add 2 cups of yogurt and mix it well. Cover and store in the fridge for 24 hours and then pull it out after it marinates. Make your kebabs and toss it on the grill and you can enjoy this delicious recipe. Juiciest, most flavorful short ribs recipe ever, and it's super easy, made with simple ingredients. All you'll need is beef short ribs by Perennial Pastures, bone broth, ghee, and orange, honey, and salt. You have 2 cooking options, a slow cooker or an oven. Preheat it to 250 if you're using an oven. Go ahead and season the ribs with salt. In a pot, add a tablespoon of ghee over medium-high heat. Then sear the ribs for about 2 to 4 minutes on each side. Go ahead and add the bone broth, filling it up to about halfway up the meat. Bring it to a boil. And if you are cooking in the oven, go ahead and cook the ribs low and slow for approximately 4 hours. In a slow cooker, I set mine to 3.5 for 6 hours or more. While the ribs are cooking, mash up half an orange and set it aside. After cooking, take 2 ladlefuls of the pan juices and combine them with the mashed oranges. Bring this mixture to a boil and let it simmer for 10 minutes. And go ahead and spoonful that into a bowl. And when you're ready to serve, drizzle it with some honey. And this is how I prepare a chuck roast. This is super underrated. Comes at $9.99 a pound. This is about 2 pounds, so it's economical. You can feed your family or feed yourself. Leftovers over the next few days. Very simple. So salt the chuck roast on both sides generously. Then what I'm gonna do is I got a cast iron pot. I'm gonna toss in about a tablespoon of butter just to coat the pan there. And then what I'm going to do is melt that, put the chuck roast in there, which I'll show you. I'll sear, and then I'll also add bone broth. So these are the few ingredients and tools that you'll need. Preheat the oven to 250. Sear the chuck roast for a minute on each side in butter. Then add your bone broth. Bring the liquid up to about halfway up the chuck roast. Toss in the oven for an hour and a half per pound. Then take it out, prepare it how you like it, and don't forget to add the juice. You'll need 1 pound of stew meat, 1 tablespoon of butter, salt to cover meat, 1.5 cups of bone broth. Pat the meat to absorb moisture and salt your meat. In a cast iron or Dutch oven, brown meat in 1 tablespoon butter over medium heat. Add the broth to cover the meat and salt, bring to a boil. Remove from the heat, cover and bake at 350 or for an hour until meat is tender. Look at that au jus. You can put your stew meat in soup. I just added some bone broth in here. You can even add some cream too, make it a little bit creamier. Really good for soup season. You can make stew meat tacos. Oh snap, animal based that is. So we have an animal based little taco shell recipe to come. Chopped up cucumbers as well as a grated cheddar. And of course you can just squirt some lime juice on there. And you can put your stew meat in an omelet with shredded homemade mozzarella and drizzled with the au jus sauce from the original recipe. You've all inspired me to get more creative with my breakfast. So here we go. Grab some ground meat. You can do beef, lamb, bison, whatever you like. Suet, that is fat found around the kidneys, super nourishing. We've got Parmesan cheese, we've got raw milk, and eggs. Here we go. First, you want to cut up your raw suet into little pieces. Then you want to drop them in a skillet. Some will melt down and some will stay a little bit whole. Add the ground beef. Then you take your eggs, crack it in. Just keep the yolk. Let the white fall through your fingers, like so. Add a little raw milk to that, a little bit. Then you can mix it up. Add the eggs, add some salt.